Being married to an entrepreneur is hard work, but it's worth it when it works.
You got your hands full every day like I do. You got kids, you got a marriage that you're trying to work, a business that you're trying to make work.
And finding time for the kids and keeping it spontaneous. Boy, that was good last night.
Oh, shut up. Nobody teaches you how to manage a business or manage a relationship or marriage. Everybody's just trying to do the best that they can. The purpose of the show is to give you some tools on how to make the marriage and the business work. We don't do it perfect, but we're figuring it out. Hello and welcome to the G&E Show. We come to you every Wednesday.
I'm the G in the G&E.
I'm the E.
And this is Grant Cardone at Elena Cardone. You can find her on Instagram and Twitter, and she loves you when you tweet her. She loves you when you instant hammer grammar. Hey, this show,
You're
this
watching
show, the
Whatever
G&E
It Takes Network. We
That's
really
right.
appreciate that.
Right, and this show is about marriage, business, when the two collide, what happens, how do you freaking balance it all, how do you be a parent, a lover, a sex monster, how do you go to the work office and work together, do you work together? Look, this is the most challenging. Our relationship and parenting the kids is way more challenging than all the companies.
Wow. It is. People have
just
struggles
managing
with
you
this.
alone.
I know.
Just
That's
your
a
beauty.
full-time-
Just managing your beauty.
Darling.
Just managing your beauty and your thirst and your
My passion,
your hunger
my
and your passion
Italian
and
blood.
how happy you are
I
all the
know.
time.
I am
Dude, this
so
is the
happy.
happiest chick. She wakes up happy. I mean, not really. You don't wake up right away happy, but
That's
once
true. I
you
need
warmed up a little bit,
yeah, then
you're a happy chick. Look, Elena, I want to talk about parenting today.
One of your
Okay.
friends had a little issue or something, huh?
Everybody's got issues. You know, if you got a 5-year-old, 7-year-old, I can't even imagine what happens. I got a couple buddies with 15, 16, and 17-year-olds,
Eek.
and they're like, dude, it gets crazy at 15 and 16. I'm like, if my kids do to me what I did to my mom,
parents,
oh my
woo-hoo.
gosh. And, you know, I had a
You
single
got
mom,
another
as you
thing
know.
coming.
I had a single mom bringing not just me up, but an identical twin brother
Oh,
and
Lord, have mercy.
a 5-year older brother, 3 boys.
The girls don't count because they're just so well behaved. You do have 2 sisters, but
My 2
they were
sisters.
just older, so they were out of the house.
They were out of
or-
the house already, so they were gone.
they
They
don't
were
count.
in Houston and
Women, we handle ourselves. We take care of our
and
own
then
business.
you as a kid.
I was a little problematic. There
Look,
were some years
there's
there.
a story. There's a story about your mom got so frustrated with you when you were 13 or 14 years old. She tied you to a chair or something.
No.
Who tied you to the chair?
Oh my gosh! I was like 2 years old, and my mom went to pick me up from the babysitter, and she got there early, and I was tied to a chair.
The
That's how they
babysitter
handled
tied
me. It
Elena
wasn't
to
my
a
mom.
chair.
My mom never brought me back thereafter. And then my sister, who was 5 years older, so she was like 6 or 7
So
at the
now I
time.
understand why you want me
And
to
she
tie
was
you
like,
up all the time.
No. That's you got me confused with somebody else. I like to
Well,
be
that could
free. I do not want any no.
Could be some
Yeah.
book I read.
Anyway,
or
my
something.
sister was like, "Oh yeah, she always ties her to the chair." My mom was mortified.
The nanny did. The
Yeah,
the
but
nanny.
now there would be
And your
know,
mom and
there
your
would
dad
be
were
issues.
spies with the ambassador with the U.S. government, right?
That is not a claim they
They don't admit to it, but they were in Spain.
They were in Spain.
doing
They
something
worked
for
in
the government.
American embassy in Spain.
Yeah, and
we don't know what they were doing.
You were born in Spain.
I was born an American citizen on Spanish soil. That's true.
So
The
you
American
probably
embassy,
you probably
so I
work for
probably have
ISIS or something. So look, I want to talk about parents. Okay, I want to talk about parents, parenting. Hey, man, look, this is the hardest thing I have ever done is the parenting thing.
You know what though, Grant? I have to tell you, in our relationship, I think, and I really have to give us a pat on the back for this. I think that raising children is not easy, but I agree that we have handled this situation very well. We don't fight over raising the kids so much. We kind of got on the same page before we had kids as far as like got the main thing sorted out. Like, are we going to hit our kids?
Yeah,
How would
we had that
discipline?
handled.
You know,
We changed our mind on some things. Like I was convinced
you
that
were like, I'm never hitting the kid. Boom, boom.
No. I was convinced that I would not teach my kids about Santa Claus, that I wouldn't teach them that the Santa thing because I felt like it was this big
Is a
lie.
lie.
And then
But we
as soon as
found
the
out-
kids came along, I'm
Yeah,
like,
but you know,
I asked her.
I asked
her.
This is what we do every year. I
Yeah.
say to the kids,
Yeah, that's right.
do we want to believe in Santa this year?
Yeah, that's right.
And they say yes. And I say, great, we're believing in Santa. And we mock up the whole
Yeah,
Santa
yeah.
thing.
That way we didn't feel like we were lying to the kids.
Yeah, that way I feel like they're in control of their decision, that they're going to believe in Santa.
Yeah. So we made a lot of decisions going in. The
And
first one
we
we
have a lot of
made,
good agreements.
the first one we made that you might benefit from, whether you've made this agreement or whether you want to add it, is that we decided that our marriage would come before
The children.
the children,
We were
and
here
that has helped
first.
us so much. Okay,
Bar
because I
none.
know a lot of parents that I think they actually resent their kids after a period of time. They don't. I mean, you can love a kid and
I'm
resent the
interested
kid.
to hear about that when we get back from the break. Why do you think people resent their kids?
I think
thought you were
people
going
do-
to say they resent their spouses.
Because I think people give so much to their kids. They give so much of their life up, so much of their marriage up. They literally say, okay, it's my kid's life now. And later they look and say, why did I give up 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or my whole marriage for a kid that just wants to move out? Okay. And we made a decision, no, I'm not going to do that. My mom gave her whole life up, her 30,
but
50
that's
years
what
of her
made
life.
her happy, though.
I don't
The
know. I
kids
don't know.
were her identity.
I don't think kids
She
can make
didn't
you
have
happy.
a job. She was raised
Why are
from
we
a
talking about
different
happy
era.
again? Stay with us. We're talking about parenting. We know how difficult it is. Look, as Elena says, we don't have it all figured out, but we're trying to figure it out as we go. Stay with us. You're watching the G&E Show.